So most people think that healing feels like clarity, peace. But in reality, in the beginning, sometimes it feels like quiet, confusion, and even disappointment. So if you're in a phase of healing right now and you're wondering why you don't feel better yet, this might explain why. So to understand this, you have to remember that healing isn't a glow up phase. It's actually a recalibration phase. And this is where your nervous system is starting to stabilize after years of stress, pressure, overexerting yourself. And it's going to feel slow, but it doesn't mean that nothing is happening. What actually is happening is that something deep within you is starting to recalibrate, it's starting to find a new baseline. And this takes time, but it will feel slow. It will feel new, and it will feel like you might be a little bit lost, or you might be a little bit confused in the beginning. So one of the first signs you're going to see when you start your healing process is you become less reactive and more tired. Your body feels heavy, and you're choosing not to react to the chaos. You're choosing to stay away from anything that is draining you, and you're starting to feel heavy because your body is finally disconnecting from all the pressure it was in. You're starting to finally exhale and really realize that, the time to rest, the time to reset is now necessary, and it's now safe, which is why you feel more drawn to being more tired and less reactive to the negativity and the chaos. Another sign you might see is that, things you used to fall back on or situations just start to feel intolerable. They don't feel comfortable anymore. So conversations, places might start feeling loud, or situations, or even people being in different situations might feel very unbearable. And it's not you becoming difficult and not wanting to, be a part of something that you've always been a part of. It's that discernment that starts growing, that starts developing, that starts showing you the places, the things, and the people that you don't need to be around anymore, because you're in that healing phase and you're starting to choose yourself and you're starting to choose peace. You may start noticing that you want to choose more simplicity. And what I mean by that is you don't want the chaos anymore. You don't want the intensity. You want the calmness. You want the flow, the way life is supposed to be, of feeling that you're on the path you're supposed to be on. You're in the zone, but not in a constant state of feeling like you need to push, or feeling like it needs to be an intense moment, or everything needs to be ridiculously exciting. And it's because you're not coming from a place where you have to hustle. You're not coming from a place anymore where you have to prove others wrong. You're starting to get to that place where you're in your own, not necessarily bubble, but you're coming to your alignment where you don't have to prove yourself to anyone else. You don't have to please anyone else. You're living for you. And it can feel weird and off in the beginning when things slow down, because you're so used to your nervous system constantly being on alert, or constantly being in that, hustle mentality, or that constant go mentality. But when you start to heal, when everything slows down and you start to crave that peace, that calmness, initially it's going to feel like you're not getting anywhere. It's going to feel like your life is stopping. but it's a necessary part of the healing process. Healing in the beginning, it can definitely feel like stagnation because you're not in a state of chasing anymore. You're now getting to a state where you're stabilizing. And that can be a little bit unsettling because you're so used to a life of constantly chasing something or proving someone wrong, or, really just living for others. And that's okay. And if you're in a season of healing and it feels like you're stagnant, you feel like nothing's happening, that's okay. It's supposed to feel that way because you're not stuck. You're really starting to stabilize again and get back to that baseline. If at any point, something in this video resonated with you, hit that subscribe button, because on this channel, we talk about the healing process. We talk about starting over, in our 30s, and it can be a little bit scary, but here we're trying to build that community of women who are in that phase and need that support, or just a reminder that, they're doing the best they can and they're where they're supposed to be. But again, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.